Hi everyone, Lord Crew here and welcome to my channel. So the topic for today is about death meta for weekend rank week 129. So without further guys, let's proceed. So as you can see, guys, we already have like the weekend rank result for week 129, and all of this information can be found in geodeck.com under player stats, guys. So good news, guys, for the death lovers, guys. So current still, I believe the number one meta for this week is death, and because of the board wipe deck meta currently now. So as we all know, last week the rank number one is a board wipe deck, and also up to now, guys, still the rank one deck for now is board wipe deck, and the user for that one is Fuerte Dandy. So last week it was H Pain, but now the rank one is still board wipe deck, but another different user under username Fuerte Dandy. So last week both wipe deck top player, H Paid, are currently now on top 20. He managed to get 22 out of 25. And as you can see, uh, and like I mentioned before, last week there are only three players who entered the top 20 using board wipe deck. Technically, two board wipe deck and one zombie deck. So technically three board wipe deck. But this week, guys, there was like a massive increase of player who play board wipe deck, and there are like seven players who managed to enter the top 20. And this is because of H Pain's last week board wipe deck meta, and we will gonna discuss all those deck composition of those seven people, guys. So let's proceed, guys. So the first one is by Fuerte Dandy. So this is like the typical traditional. For me, I call it traditional or the classic board wipe deck. The main reason why this was like popularized by ANP, I believe 2 months ago, where he managed to get 25 out of 25. That's the first time I seen a board wipe deck who managed to get a perfect score. And I remember those that weekend rank, there were like a massive increase of people playing the same meta. And as you can see here by Fuente Dandy, this like equivalent to 122 matches. He played this one probably multiple times already, same deck composition. And as you can see, there are like overall 1,000 matches using this same kind of deck, guys. So this is like literally the classic or the traditional board wipe deck. So what the difference between the traditional and the other deck? It has like two flashbind and one sulfuric rain. The rest are like the same, like polyhemia and Hippocrates with they're using a Neferscopesh, same creature, guys. Okay, so this is like usually in other board wipe deck they changing the flashbind, either swap it with different kind. They changing the end game. Like instead of Polyhemia, they use Jason, or they're removing Hippocrates and Neferoscopesh. Change it to different kind of end game, right? But technically, this is like his two end game, guys: Hippocrates and Polyhemia. Polyhemia, and the rest are literally for board control. And so, the main reason why board wipe deck suddenly became popular also because as we all know, like two last week there was a mention about Sleep 2.0 nerf, but thank God it's not to happen because what will happen? The goal was of the GU was like to nerf board wipe deck because they having like 70% win rate, and they're trying to replace Sleep. But unfortunately, there are lots of people complain because the perception will be affected more rather than this board wipe deck because currently there are only two cards that using sleep on this deck. It's Siren of the Grave, and that's the thing here. It has only two cards using for sleep, and as you can see, the main reason why, like I mentioned before, if you watch like my other YouTube channel, like how to play and how to beat board wipe deck, I always mention like Siren is the one of the important card during the early games to stall the game until seven casting costs, guys. So it gets more popular because the Sleep 2.0 was not being implemented as per the devil. They will never do that one because it might affect Deception. Deception who are like more than 30 cards using a sleep mechanics. Board white deck, they has only two cards of using sleep. That's only Siren. Okay. So if we go now with the next board white deck, that will be on rank 4. This is like an unknown player. Actually, this is like James Watt. It's just like showing exclamation, three exclamation. Uh, and what's the difference? James Watt is managed to get 23 wins only, and I believe last Friday he's the first board wipe deck who entered the top 10. And he was just outthrown by Fuerte Dandy, who managed to get 24 wins. And as you can see here on this one, his end game is only Polyhemia, but one thing, his end game is Polyhemia and Jason, and there are like two things that change literally on his deck. He's using Curse Obelisk and Necrosceptor, guys. He's using a two card for a zombie. Same mechanics, guys. It's just he replaced Hippocrates by Jason, and one of the weapon like the Curse Obelisk for the weapon. Like let's say the Neferscopesh has been replaced by Necrosceptor, and as you can notice, the Curse Obelisk here was been replaced by the two Fleshbind. So two Fleshbind from compare with the traditional or classic. Remove two Fleshbind, he added one Sulfuric and replaced with Curse Obelisk. So that's like the changes on this deck, guys. The next board wipe deck will be rank 8, guys. Uh, so this one is not considered as a board wipe deck, but I believe it's like same idea. Almost same abilities, just like he replaced Hippocrates and Neferoscopesh with the Witch Aches. And as you can notice, instead of just using two Half-Life, he's using two additional trial begins. He removed, I still have the Just Nibble, he replaced the Fleshbind with Return of the Cave and probably one of the Fleshbind here. So that's like like I mentioned, two Fleshbind or the end game usually changes, guys. So in this deck, he removed end times also and added one more rip because technically there are like one rip, one Neferus Confession, and six casting cost. So he removed end time and added a rip here, guys. So same mechanics until same play style as a board wipe deck. It's just like the end game is like the Witch Aches and Polyhemia. The Witch Aches sometimes people replace it with Jason or Hippacria. So uh changes are like the Fleshbind and end game here, guys. So next board wipe deck, guys. So this is board wipe deck by Kujo Bad Bad. He managed to get 23 wins also. The next board wipe deck will be on rank 12, guys. So one, two, three. Yeah, we managed to see three. This is the fourth, guys. Uh, so this is by the Fire Within. He managed to get 23 guys also. Same with Kujo Baba, and also with James Watt on rank 4. So the only difference, he removed Polyhemia, guys. You don't see any Polyhemia or Jason. He just still has the Hippocrates Nefero combo. But the rest are like almost the same. It's almost the same with the traditional one, but it's just like the Polyhemia has been replaced by Return to the Cave. And that's it. Oh, there also is an avatar of that here. First time I saw an avatar of that in any deck, guys. Usually nobody use avatar death in any deck, even like a zombie or such thing. But he added here one. So same, almost identical composition. It's just like the Polyhemia. It's been added here, guys. Added replace here as a avatar, guys. And as you can see, only just one Nibble. One of the Nibble, guys, is been replaced by Return to the Game. Return of the Cave is powerful because it's like 10 heal. It's like, unfortunately, the one thing that I don't like here, guys, is add 2 mana lock, right? So it literally it will delay you, especially if you use it early rounds. It will delay you for you to reach Apocalypse, like Apocalypse now for your massive or Demogorgon. Maybe you will use this one maybe later after, like maybe on 8 CC or 9 casting cost, guys. So like later, maybe past 7, better to use this one. But on early round, it will delay you. Usually, I see people using Return the Cave if you are like an aggressive guys. Like you're happy with the 5 casting cost mana. So if in case you reach round 10, round 6 or round 7, turn 7 or turn 6, you can still use this one. And then you can will not be affect your playstyle because majority of the card are below 5 casting cost. So something like that for the zoo aggressive like deals damage for both player. So something that kind of like probably the zombie explosion. Some zombie explosion add this one because the zombie explosion death they just require 5 mana. So if the game gets longer and past six or get 6 mana or 7 mana or six casting costs or 7 casting costs, they still have enough heal without breaking their combo guys because they just require 5 mana. Okay, so that's the difference there, guys. So if from rank 12, our next one is rank 14. So this yeah, this is a board wipe deck, then another board wipe deck. Board wipe deck of this one is unknown, guys, unknown player. But if we compare that one, this is the another guy who entered the top 10. I think on Friday. I think this is the original deck that I mentioned, not the other one, guys. The other one probably get the enter the top 10 probably Saturday or Sunday, but this one is Friday. This is one I know. I always check every day during the weekend rank. Will like entering the top 10, especially Friday night. Usually, whoever use a deck on that day will be the one that set a goals for other mythic player. And I believe this is the first one. He using 2 Necroscepter and one core obelisk. The other one that I shown you is like one core obelisk and one Necroscepter, but he's using two. He removed he has no Hippocrates and the Neferus Kopesh. Instead, he's using Polyhemia. So his end game is only Polyhemia and his delaying cards are added Necrocaster to delay the opponent, especially aggro. Aggro are having difficulty to play zombie because of like unlimited 1-1 with heal, guys. So this like makes the zombie hard to beat if you're like an aggressive like war and also like nature, guys, because of this weapon, guys. And there are lots of people taking up with removing uh relic because of this relic, guys, because this is like an unlimited relic, guys. It's forever until you destroy it. So this is like the only tech, guys. You see, he removed Flashbind, added one Sulfuric Rain, and added Course Obelisk, and he removed his Neferus Kopesh, and Hippocrates just to add Necroscepter. Okay, and then another board wipe deck from 14. We go now to the last two. Is that's rank 19. I'm sorry, rank 19. That that's by Lombuster. Lombuster. This is like I believe this is not the traditional because he has Fleshbind and two Sulfuric Rain, two Half-Life guys. So he removed uh the Polyhemia guys and added one Sulfuric Rain. When you compare this one to the traditional or classic one, and as you can see, okay, so that's the thing. And the last one is HP Pain, who are last week rank 1 who managed to get 24. Now he's rank 20. He's still using his deck, guys. Same composition. So because he's been like in the top 10 for like past several weeks now. Now this is like for like past 4 weeks. This is his first time who dropped now from top 10, playing as his same ultimate deck, guys. And as you can see, there's like overall matches. Second to the ANP Classic one. So this is like becoming a secondary meta deck for board wipe. That instead of like having two Flashbind, he added Jason and added Sulfuric. Same on that. So if you compare that to the ANP or what I call traditional one, the first guy who managed to get 25 out of 25 using board wipe deck, he removes two Flashbind, added Sulfuric Rain, and Jason. Jason, so he technically has three endgame guys. Uh, for me, it's like a little bit greedy, but it works for him and with other players. So it's like three end games: Hippocrates, Polyhemia, and Jason. So I agree on this deck if you're fighting within board wide deck versus board wipe deck. Because board wide deck versus board wipe deck, the more end game you are, the more high chance for you to win. Because just in case you literally overdraw one of the end games, it will likely lower your chance. Because in board wide deck versus board wipe deck, it's the sulfuric rain will or the card draw. The more card draw you got, one player might overdraw the end game and it might be obliterated. So that's like the battle between board wipe deck and board wipe deck. It's like draw ability. If I draw more on my turn, I force my opponent to draw also. Technically, on his turn, he will draw additional card and he might burn that one. So worst thing scenario, I burn my end game, Polyhemia or Pacrias or Jason. Luckily for H Pain deck, board wipe, he has more chance because he has three end game. Imagine if I have like the traditional one and I overdraw Polyhemia, means I have only one end game left. So that's like the battle of the board wipe deck. The player who has like an end game will win. Okay, and that's the good thing about Jason. He add three cards to the deck, means he has like more survivability compared with the other board wipe, the traditional without Jason, guys. Okay, so that's it, guys. So if we compare now, for me, the number one deck for this week is board wipe deck, and because there are like seven players who enter the top 20, even though War Control is also has seven players who managed to enter, they're like tie, but Board Wipe deck is currently in number one. One player who managed to get rank one, and the rank two is War Control, guys. If we compare here, Lion King is a War Control, and Board Wipe deck is rank one. They're like both 24 wins. It's just like 8 points in MMR. And FYI, the difference between uh yes, the highest win rate. Second most played is War. So they are like more War control guys there out of so we can say like War is the current meta, guys, because they are like more War player than Death, guys. As you can see, Death is 11.8%. The most popular still are Nature, followed by War, and the most highest win rate are War. And as you can see, Death is like almost like uh on top 5 in the highest win rate. But if we check the archetype, guys, you will notice, guys, that still the highest win rate of all deck are still the board wipe deck, guys. And, and they are like a big increase of players who using board, because before it was below 2%. Majority is like 1.9 in popularity and 1.9 or 2 or 1.7, right? So but now it's more than 1.5. It's now 2.5. And if you compare that with other War, he has like second 53% win rate. And as you can see, there's like 12.4 players compared with board wipe deck, guys. So there are like a lot of player playing War Control now. Okay, but for me, because this is one of the most powerful deck, guys, and because there are like more player are now playing this one, even though it's hard to build. So that's why for me, board wipe deck is the rank one for this one, especially for this week and rank, followed by War. Okay, guys. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have like a question or suggestion, kindly leave me a comment. And if you like the video, please subscribe and like. And see you next week. And thank you for watching. Bye. Thank you.